So for the next question, we're going to look at the structure and function of what mitochondria. Structure and function of mitochondria. So let's look at the full question. They said that you should write a note on the structure and function of mitochondria. So let me just say this before we begin. Mitochondria actually has a lot of functions, but most people just know it as the powerhouse of the cell, generation of ATP and all of that. But it has other functions too. So when you ask this type of question, you must actually what? Say all the functions. Therefore, this is actually the best image that if you want to learn how to draw the mitochondria, this is like the best image. Okay, very nice. So first of all, talk about the structure before we talk about the functions of mitochondria. So for the structure, before you start explaining it like this, you must have designed it. Okay, I say design, you must have drawn it. Okay, so once you draw it, then you start talking about it. So we'll start with the intermembrane space. So intermembrane space is actually the space between the inner and the outer membranes. Okay, what is the function of the intermembrane space? It plays a role in what? Oxidative phosphorylation and the generation of ATP. Okay, so it accumulates protons during what? Electron transport chain action. Okay, so it now creates what? A proton gradient, which is necessary for ATP synthesis. Okay, then we have the matrix. This is a matrix. All right, matrix is actually the innermost compartment of the mitochondria, which is surrounded by the inner membrane. Okay, what is the function of the matrix? It contains enzymes for the citric acid cycle, that's Krebs cycle, and it also contains what? Mitochondrial DNA. Okay, the DNA of the mitochondria is here. All right, you see the DNA is right in the matrix. All right, now it is also what? The site for fatty acid oxidation and what? Pyruvate oxidation. There was the next one. Okay, that's all. Basically, that's all. These are the important parts. Then what is the function? Yes, the most popular function is actually what? Energy production. That's why I see powerhouse of the cell. All right. So the primary function of the mitochondria is what? Produce ATP through oxidative phosphorylation. So this process involves the electron transport chain and the ATP synthase. And to convert ADP, that's what? Adenosine diphosphate and inorganic phosphate into what? ATP. So it now add phosphate to what? Adenosine diphosphate, making it what? Adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine diphosphate has only two phosphate. Adenosine triphosphate has what? Three phosphate, making it what? Energy. Okay. There also has a action on the regulation of metabolic activity. So the mitochondria regulate what? Various metabolic pathways, including the citric acid cycle and the fatty acid oxidation. So it therefore helps in the conversion of what? Nutrients into energy. All right. Apoptosis. Mitochondria plays a role in programmed cell death. That's what apoptosis. So can you see that apart from other energy stuff that we know with mitochondria, has several other functions. So they release cytochrome C and other pro-apoptic factors that activate the caspase cascade. Now this will lead to cell death. Okay. Then calcium storage. Mitochondria stores and regulates what? Calcium ions, which are actually essential for various cellular processes, including muscle contraction and signal transduction. Okay, then heat production. So in brown adipose tissue, mitochondria are involved in what? Thermogenesis, generation of heat. So they will generate heat by uncoupling ATP synthesis from the electron transport chain. All right. So that's it on the what? Notes on the structure and functions of what? Mitochondria.